CW and DC team up for an hour of power. Discover the origins.
It's the first superhero mashup on TV.
Of the legends of tomorrow. And see the dawn of the Justice League, featuring a special peek at the Suicide Squad. It all starts this Tuesday at 9/8 Central on the CW.
Hey YouTubers, it's Charlie. So what the hell did you guys just watch there? Well, it's the beginning of what they're calling DC Week. Tuesday is like the beginning of all this DC stuff happening that's going all week long. So here's the important stuff. You guys know that The Flash is coming back on the 19th. Right after that on the CW, they're airing 2 half-hour specials. One for Legends of Tomorrow, just to kind of tee up the series. The other for Batman v Superman, Suicide Squad, and the DC movie universe. What I'm expecting is that they'll drop new trailers for Batman v Superman and Suicide Squad, or at least new footage during those specials. So all you have to do Tuesday after The Flash gets done airing is just keep watching CW, just don't change the channel. But there are 2 other big Marvel things that are also happening on Tuesday night at the exact same time. So already you see there's kind of a problem. So while The Flash is going to be airing on Tuesday night, ABC is going to be airing a Captain America 75th anniversary special. I'm not expecting new footage from Captain America Civil War. If they drop it, I'll totally do a new trailer video. But that's why I would DVR that, because there's not going to be a whole lot of new footage from Civil War. But after that on ABC is the Agent Carter premiere. Agent Carter Season 2, Episode 1. So I would recommend that you DVR that. If you want to be safe though, I just recommend DVRing everything, if you can do that. Here's my recommended watch order for all this stuff. There's way too much stuff to watch it all at the same time on Tuesday. Watch The Flash first, then watch that Suicide Squad special, then go back and watch the Captain America special, then watch Agent Carter. This is mostly a DC video, so I'll talk about Agent Carter Marvel stuff in the next Marvel video that I post this week. But the really big news that they just announced is that they're bringing Mera into the Justice League film. Not Batman v Superman, but Justice League. That movie has not been filmed yet. They're looking to cast Amber Heard for Mera. Now, if you've never read the comics, you're like, who the hell is Mera? Mera is the wife of Aquaman in the comics, Queen of Atlantis. So obviously she'd be part of Jason Momoa's arc in Justice League. Now, Jason Momoa is also showing up in Batman v Superman, but really just like cameo level. He will barely be in that movie. Tip of the spear. It's exciting that we might be getting Mera. I'm not like a huge Amber Heard fan, but that really doesn't mean anything. I'm just going to wait till I see some footage. It's going to be a long time before we see any footage from Justice League. Next big news item. You may have heard they're doing Bizarro on Supergirl. Now just careful for spoilers from Supergirl. I'm going to show a couple of pictures from the recent episode. They teased Bizarro at the end. They just confirmed that the person that we saw at the end of episode 9 is Bizarro. This is going to be Supergirl's version of Bizarro. Thematically, she's going to be really close to the comic book idea of Bizarro, but she's being created by Maxwell Lord, who it was kind of like this pseudo Lex Luthor type character in the Supergirl universe. You guys are also probably still wondering the same thing that I'm wondering. Is Maxwell Lord on Supergirl going to be a telepath, or have they changed the character a little? I think that he's still going to be a telepath. They're probably just holding off on that. Supergirl just had its big TCA panel, and the new president, there's like a new president of CBS television who said, maybe we can do a Flash crossover. We'll just wait and see what happens. So slightly more optimistic than what the previous president said. The minute it was announced last year that Greg Berlanti's group, the people that do Flash and Arrow, were also going to be doing Supergirl, people were like, are they going to cross over? Are we going to see like some kind of Justice League thing going on? Because CBS bought the show and they're a different network from CW. The CBS president at the time was like, we're just going to keep her to ourselves for now. It turned into a big hit, but then she ended up moving on to other things, quote unquote, basically like leaving her job. She was replaced. New president is like, well, we'll wait and see. So Andrew Kreisberg, who is the showrunner on Flash and an executive producer on Supergirl, said that if they can figure it out in the next month, then we might even see a Supergirl crossover as soon as the end of this season. So best case scenario, before the end of the season on The Flash, you will see a Supergirl crossover. Worst case scenario, you'll see it in season 2 sometime. I think people are really excited about the idea. So the network people, like the business people that actually control this, are like, okay, maybe we'll do this if people really want it. And if you really like it when they do crazy comic book stuff like King Shark on The Flash, the producers have said they really want to do, really crazy comic book stuff. It's just they have to work up to it. So at some point, if we're going to see Bizarro, like the craziest comic book thing that I could possibly think of would be like the Flash, Legends of Tomorrow team, like the TV version of the Justice League that we already have with those characters versus their Bizarro characters from another universe. Now you remember I said that Bizarro on Supergirl is going to be created by Maxwell Lord. She's more of a Frankenstein type character. It's not alternate universe. It's not like a multiverse explainer for Bizarro World. In the comics, there is a Bizarro world that's shaped like a cube that they go to every once in a while, But it sounds like Supergirl is taking the more practical approach. Frankenstein creates a monster that is Bizarro. My long-running idea for Supergirl Flash crossovers, just to overcome any story narrative difficulties, is just to say Supergirl is happening on a different Earth, in a different universe. So if you have Supergirl jumping Earths, you can have Bizarro Justice League jumping Earths. So that would be like the most comic book thing I could think of. So let me know in the comments, if they're going to be crossing over all these TV universes, what is the craziest comic book storyline you can think of that they can do with characters that they've already created? I can see all the big Jeff Johns fans in the background raising their hands going, Blackest Night, do Blackest Night, we want Green Lantern. That would be awesome. That would be like DC's version of doing a TV zombie story. But the problem is that you'd have to use so many big characters that would probably be way too expensive. Maybe someday in like 5 or 6 years they'll figure it out when it's cheap enough to do all those special effects. Let me know if you guys want me to do a Bizarro video, like a special Bizarro video for Supergirl, because there are a lot of really cool Bizarro stories in the comics. Most of the classic Silver Age Bizarro stories are just really silly, so I'm totally happy to do a video for the history of Bizarro, but I'll probably be doing a Marvel Agent Carter Captain America video pretty soon too. While you guys wait for all that stuff, in case you haven't seen it, the Star Wars people were talking about episodes 8 and 9. They teased a couple big things. You can click here for that video, and you can click here for all my Suicide Squad Batman v Superman videos. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Let's high five. I'll see you guys tonight.